Greetings and all. Welcome back to another episode of my Let's Learn series. Last time, we ventured into the Dark Crypt, and we survived it. It was actually a lot easier than it normally is for me, because, the RNG was being nice to me. But it can be a little bit more difficult, and it's worth knowing, again, at the start of this episode that it's difficult. And I figured, just because I've hit level 25, we're probably going to visit Cecilia. She's the part of the quest for and now for a grade is basically given by Ungrol the Alchemist. We'll basically get to that. But before we do that, the Dark Crypt episode, I basically rescued an NPC called Melinda. After you rescue her, you basically can go to Last Hope here. And down in this very low rich merchant door down here at the bottom of Last Hope, you can talk to him. And basically will say, Davian, let's learn my daughter's savior. Hi, I was checking to see if Melinda's alright, or say sorry I have to go. But let's say we're checking for Melinda. Please take this. It's nothing compared. So basically, if you manage to rescue Melinda successfully, this guy, the rich merchant, will give you a free artifact for your troubles. So in this case, we got Gwei's Burninator. So Gwei, a pyromancer that lived during the spell hunt, was cornered by a group of mage hunters. She fought to her last breath and is said to have killed at least 10 people with her wand before she fell. So I got myself a wand. And then after you basically talk to the rich merchant, you talk to Melinda. So I'm glad to see her well, blah, blah. So you can say, goodbye, or you can say continue the conversation. And in a way, this sort of gets into sort of an erotica type of encounter. You're basically shall we just say we're having a relationship with this person. So what is going on right here? Melinda's basically saying, for the most part, it's healed, though I still have nightmares, still have bad dreams, blah, blah. And you can basically ask her about her plans, and a couple of things you can basically see. Should I come away across to help during my travel? So I'll try to help. Most certainly, what are your plans now? Blah, blah. So let's go with B, I guess. Do not know. My father won't let me out until fully healed. Blah, blah. So you can basically, talk about what she wants to do. Let's say we're going to say Angwin. That'd be very nice. If you want to, you can talk to her again. And you can ask a little bit more about, stuff about it. You can ask about the plans again, or you can say, about that, I was thinking, go somewhere sometime. You basically have two options that once you hit that sort of option there. So what is, just because you rescued me from a moderately to an gruesome death, you think that entails you to take liberties. So you basically have two options here. A basically turns her off, B turns her on. And basically you can just, just take her to see the charred Scar volcano and is one of her sites on the coastline. Alright, so this is the Sovereign Beach, and it's a very special instance. You're basically here with Melinda, having romantic relationships. He's in a bikini. I think you save her, you get access to some bikini type of wear for your characters in the future, but whatever. Basically on this place you get attacked by these yakes. They're basically yeeks that they're basically a subspecies of yeeks. Then they don't follow the way. That's basically what they are. Anyhow, we're basically just going to fight these guys for a moment, just to have a little fun. Let's fire that there. Even freeze these guys here. So basically you're fighting a bunch of Mind Slayer type of enemies. Nothing really too worrisome. I'll note that I'm drowning, but it doesn't really matter. Now, basically, as you fight these guys, Melinda begins to glow at some point. You want to watch out while she's glowing. Usually, it's explosions happen when people glow. So there we go. Basically, something happens. She has this little blight storm. We're just gonna pick up all this stuff, and then you can just leave the instance with her. She basically says, "Blah blah. I don't know what happened to me." And it's by the name managed to protect you or die. Power, wave of light. Never cast a spell in my life. Don't be summoned to use taint. So, little encounter with her. You can talk to her again. and basically you say, I'm still looking for an explanation what happened to Beach. At this point, if you want to, you can basically go to your fortress. So we'll do that. And before we go, I should probably check all the items I actually picked up. So we picked up something called Glaze Burner here. Just basically lets you shoot a cone of fire in front of you. It's basically, well, I can't say about this one. Basically, you do a cone of fire. I'll basically show it off when I get the chance. Maybe let's put it on just so... Oh, cool. This is actually a very special item. So it's worth knowing that some tools like these, this charm here, this is actually a charm that you can use without actually having to equip it. So at any given time, if I want to, I can put this down here, and I can actually just use this whenever I want to. And that's the effect it sort of like does there, just basically fires off a cone of fire. So that'll be very useful to sort of hang on to in the future. And this other stuff, nothing really important about that stuff, so let's sell it. So yeah, this is a little bit of a tie-on from basically the encounter with Melinda in that crypt. Because, you know, there has to be a damsel in rescuing it and all that. And the Ziggers are in a bad place there. They're just going to randomly stay in the way until we let them get out of the way. Alright, at this point, if you want to, for Melinda, you can talk to your Fortress Shadow here, and basically say, I've come upon a strange thing indeed, tell him. Alright, Demonic Tate, yes, I have a way to help in the characters, however it's a long process, several will need to live here for a while, she'll have to spend 8 hours in a regeneration tank. So you basically tell her that, you know, you found good news about how to rescue her. So it's going to leave the fortress again, go back to Melinda. So we're just going to head down here. So you found what happened to Beach. I found something. You basically tell her about your fortress. And as a result, and that's basically the end to the quest of Melinda. You more or less just save her. You bring her to your fortress, and then she lives happily with you. La-di-da-di-da, it's like a fairy tale. Alright, now, if you recall, I actually left these guys here a while ago. At this point, I'm level 25, so these guys probably are, you know, there's something I can actually beat. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to set up properly for these guys first. So we're going to maybe, let's see here. Let's take off this. I'm going to put on this. Put on the ring. And we're basically just going to deal with these guys. So we have like a couple of luminescent horrors here next to our far portal. And one of them is unique. It looks like he's a Mind Slayer. And if I recall, he is a Paradox Mage. Yeah, he's got like Paradox type talents. So a couple guys over here. We're going to basically say hi to these guys. We're just going to maybe start off with, let's see, what can I do? Let's just fire a rock at them to begin with. So we're just going to say hi. Tell them to get over here. These guys are moving, so they'll be able to come out to me. And apparently someone decided to drop something that does lightning damage to me. And they're trying to get out. There we go. One of them came out. Alright, we're just going to... Alright, there we go. So they're slowly coming out toward me. Ready to kick ass, shoot bubblegum and all that. We're gonna rush this guy. We're just going to try and kill this guy quickly. That guy hit me with turn back the clock, so that hit me. Let's try dropping this on him. I actually pinned him to the ground immediately there. That's cool. Let's try dropping off a stun. We're going to try stunning him again because he has a lot of talents because he's unique. As a result, I have to watch for those talents. We'll try freezing these guys. I got that guy. That's good enough. We'll hit this guy with a massive flurry. He's slowly going down in health. Note that this guy hasn't, put a searing light on me. Something to note is that for guys like talents like these guys that, they'll actually use their talents when there's normal enemies. When they become a unique or a rare, they sometimes won't use those talents as much because they'll start making use of their class talents that they now have access to. So this guy's actually making a whole lot of use of his, like, Mind Slayer talents to try and kick my ass at the moment. And as such, he's not too worrisome. Alright, hit him with that. So yeah, we're slowly wearing this guy down. Alright, they're both stepping melee. Let's just do this. We knocked off his buddy. Alright, I think I'm going to wait on using this physical infusion. I think about using this to reduce damage from this guy because he doesn't have a whole lot of like stunning type of talents, but he does have a few, like slow there, so we'll maybe just rip through him normally for the moment. Ouch. Okay, so he hit me there really hard. So I just want to note, this is where uniques can be kind of dangerous. So this guy is actually hitting me really, really hard. And what's basically happening, he's basically, what is he doing? It's hitting me just so damn hard. So he's hitting me with like turn back the clock here, and he's doing a whole lot of damage with it just because it's like got temporal damage, and I don't really have any, real resistance to that. And with this, heal up. We're actually going to shadow step him here, I think. I also want to note something, by the way. You probably didn't really notice it, but my stamina has actually been drained by this guy. Some enemies, basically the Mind Slayer guys, if you encounter them, they have talents that will basically drain your stamina over time. And this guy's actually slowly draining my stamina a little bit, time after time. I believe he is, at least. Alright, this guy actually is really, really hurting me a little bit here. And it's not really hitting me with stuff that can be blocked with the dagger. What we're going to do here, we're actually going to run from this guy a little bit, just to give ourselves time to sort of regenerate stuff and just survive. So we're going to just run away from him a little bit. Go here. And he dropped off that static knight again, so I'm going to have to deal with that. He also put the slow on me again. We're just going to go up here a little bit. Yeah, that slow effect is on me, so I have to watch out for that now. I'll note, by the way, I can't teleport in here. The Sher'tul Fortress is like a no teleport area. And there's another turn back to clock. We'll step here. I'm sort of waiting for the slow to go off before I basically continue my battle with him here. As you can see, slow can be very detrimental because it takes forever for it to come off. And he fired another turn back to clock at me there. I'll note, by the way, if you know where a guy is, you can make use of, like, say, this to sort of hit him. So I hit him there with like the physical damage from the rock. Just gonna wait here a little bit. He's gonna get in close on top of me. Let's activate this. We're gonna hit him with the froze. I may have actually attacked this guy a little bit too early because, as you can see, he's kicking my ass, kind of. And he's not really going down at this point. This is something to know about Mind Slayers. They can be really, really tough if they, have a whole lot of talents. And this guy here is just, just ripping me to pieces, so to speak. Activate that. Use Telekinetic Smash there. I kind of hurt. We're actually going to use this prematurely just because he's, doing so much damage. I think he's actually out healing me too. So I'm going to back off here. Actually try to use Dimensional Step there to try and teleport a little bit. Now this might sound odd, but we're actually going to try and run by him. Because he's really hurting me here, I actually have to start thinking about running away. So what we're going to do, we're sort of just going to sort of wait for him. We wait for his stamina to come back so I can basically continue to fight with him. Turn back the clock again. Talk to you later. So this is why it sort of lets this unique a little bit off, because he had the potential to be very strong, and he is very strong. And I'll note, by the way, if Melinda's still killable, and she apparently has died here, so blah blah blah. She was basically in here, and then she got killed by the Fortress Shadow. It doesn't really matter at this point if she dies in here, just because I've already got my rewards for her. But kind of sucks if you're trying to keep her around. And this guy healed up a little bit. I may have to leave this guy in a moment, just because he's so kick-ass, strong. But we'll try giving another kill sensation on this guy. And I don't want to stun me. You teleport my Fortress Shadow around. Bastard. You know what? We're actually going to run away from this guy again, just so I can give this stuff over here time to recharge, perhaps. Oh, look at that. The Fortress Shadow actually attacked this guy. I wonder if you actually killed this Fortress Shadow. Alright, there he is again. This stuff has all come off cooldown at this point. I don't want to give this guy too much time to recharge, so what we're going to basically do, we're just going to continue our fight against him. We're going to Shadow Step him again. You put on that, that damage shield of his, but whatever. Hit him with a stun. We'll flurry him a little bit more. My mana's gone, but I still have a chance at least of killing him this time around. We'll put this on, and there we go. So he basically took a bit of a beating to go down. This sort of demonstrates how difficult Mind Slayers can be if you encounter a unique one like that. He's also difficult because he's a Paradox Mage. I'll note that Paradox Mages and Mind Slayers, that specific combination is probably one of the most lethal type of uniques you can find. So if you come across one of those type of guys, just, give them due caution, because they are going to be kind of worrisome. It's too bad I lost Melinda. She's, as you can see, killable in here. But oh well. I think at this time we're actually going to upgrade our wand too. So something I just did here. This guy also has the option of basically letting you upgrade your wand, your Rod of Recall basically. Whenever you basically use your Rod of Recall after you upgrade it, it'll basically send you back to the fortress. Usually I do this a little bit, around this time, just before we're about to go. We basically don't have a whole lot of dungeons at this point, so I don't really care if I'm jumping back there and coming back here. So whatever. Alright, let's actually get to what I expected to do for this episode, Cecilia's graveyard over here. So this is the Last Hope graveyard. This is where Cecilia's run out. She's basically an alchemist from Last Hope that's been grief-stricken and has become a threat. She hides in this mausoleum, and there's a little bit of lore that you can basically read about her. Now, you basically come to this sort of structure with lots of grave sites, and then there's this big room at the end. What you want to do, there's two ways of sort of approaching Cecilia. You can actually go and try and kill her just abruptly, but there's a really bad case scenario that could happen, in that the minions that she basically has in these graves will pop out and fight you. What you want to do is you want to basically open up each of these individually and basically take all these guys individually out. So they're basically going to be as you can see, these random enemies that you encounter with elite rank on. So skeleton warriors aren't usually elite, but this guy's an elite. You also notice that if you go to his talents, this guy will have class talents. So in many cases, this guy's a rare, but he's an elite rare, so to speak. It's kind of odd, but there's two encounters where you basically fight these guys. One is a little bit later on in the far east, which will be much later into the game. Now, depending on how strong you are, you may have to run from these guys. That may be the case for me, we'll see. And there's this guy here. And he has got ruins / sanctuary. It looks like this guy's a cursed. And he's also got anti-magic disruption, har har. We're going to activate these. We're just going to dirty fight him to get him stunned initially. I'm going to make him bleed. Something to note, by the way, if you find an enemy like this that's got anti-magic disruption, they also are bound by the rules of anti-magic. So this guy's got an anti-magic disruption item on, and he's trying to use ruins. And he's, of course, got 2 of them right here. He can't use these sometimes because he's failing to do the anti-magic disruption, much like you would. So this guy's actually failing to use his ruins on me because, he just can't. I actually want to be very careful of this guy. He has Phantasmal Shield on him. I'm just willy-nilly attacking him again. Whatever, he's dead. Alright, we got ourselves a Mindslayer Ghoul. Activate this. Dirty fighting. You'll notice I'm basically using a very simplistic strategy. Just stun these guys, just rip them apart afterwards. I'm throwing a couple sweeps to make them bleed sometimes. Okay, this guy put on his thing here, so what we want to possibly do here... You can teleport in here, by the way, so what we're just going to do as a result is just... whatever, it even works. We're just going to go fight him. He's actually still in it. He healed up a little bit from that wretch, sadly, but oh well. Drop that on him. We're going to Shadow Step him. He's almost dead. And he's dead. And this guy is next. This guy, I think, is stun resistant, was it? No, none of these guys are stun resistant, so don't mind me. Relax shot, flare. This guy's an archer. He's an archer type of class with vampire state. There's his first, arrow. He's going to fire at me. Now, I'll note, by the way, if I want to, I can actually run, and avoid this guy, but I'm not really going to care about a little bit of shot like that. We're just going to freeze him. Actually, that'll work. I'm just going to freeze him and then move. So, that basically right there, I let him, hit the sort of, flare this way, and I sort of dodged it. He's going to fire a crippling shot at me now. We're going to go this way to avoid that. Try to fire a steady shot. That one actually hit me because, I didn't have a time to sort of react to it. Same with this. He used Rune of Visibility there. And with that, note that I missed him a whole lot there. Invisible guys, much like you. I'll note, by the way, defense and invisibility and stealth and all that, it really does increase the chance of guys missing you. So I actually missed this guy a whole lot because he went invisible and basically made him a whole lot more defensive. Not to really help them too much, but, it's worth noting. Oh, I'm getting guys left and right from all these. You don't usually find guys in every single one of these coffins sometimes. But, sometimes you'll go like this. Is this a constant chain of guy after guy after guy? Oh, okay, so we put on the Empathic Hex here. This is going to make me take feedback damage for all the damage I do. So, whenever I hit this guy, kind of like with the Phantasmal Shield, I'm going to basically take damage as a result. So, I basically hit him with that. I hit him with this. I'm taking a little bit of damage as a result of hitting him. Basically, it says through martyrdom. It's basically what it is. Whenever I hit him, he basically hits me automatically back. Not to really help him either. Alright, so that's sometimes will happen. There will be nothing in there. Nothing in there. You can also find loot, I think, in some of these coffins sometimes. This guy's got poisons. He's got traps. He's got stealth. This guy's a rogue. That guy's a rogue. What we're going to do this. We're just going to stun him. Looks like all the other guys. He tried to disarm me there with the acid rune, but he failed. That's cool. We're going to hit him with a sweep. Make him bleed. He put stun all that crap on me. Cool, I got rid of stun. I'll take that. Let's put this on. Let's hit him with flurry. He put a trap underneath me, but whatever. We'll hit him with dual strike. Let's hit him with the freeze to try and make him freeze. Maybe we'll drop this on him to keep him from running away. Not that he even tried to run away. This is actually going a lot better than I figured it'd be. Sometimes you'll just breeze through the this dungeon. I'll note, by the way, this can be a very difficult dungeon if you go to it much too early, or if you find something that's really strong in here. But so far, most of the stuff in here. And I'll note, by the way, this stuff is like level 38 and all that, but it's not posing much of a threat just because my Shadow Blade, I'm actually fairly powerful at this point with my Shadow Blade. Shadow Blades are kind of like one of those late bloomers. They get a lot stronger once they get going a little bit. So I've gotten a little bit stronger at this point. And as a result, this guy, and all the other guys are just not proving as much of a challenge as they once were, or could possibly pose. I might actually still find a guy in here that could be challenging, but we've yet to find that guy just yet. Bow Mastery, Flare, this is in our archer, so this guy could be dangerous. Activate both of these, we'll hit him with Dirty Fighting. He missed me, that's cool. I like being missed. Let's hit him with Sweep. He confused me. And he's basically going to keep me confused. That's, kind of sucky, but oh well. Activate this. I can't see this guy, so we're actually going to wait out the blind. But we're going to keep, sort of fighting him. We're just going to keep, using this, maybe to burn him a little bit. Maybe we can drop this on him. Maybe drop this here, because, that'll automatically hit him if it's in sight of him. So yeah, he's still there. He hasn't moved at all. Stun him a little bit. He's taking a while to go down, isn't he? Alright, there he goes. He's losing that damn shield of his. I can't move into him for some reason. Whatever, just drop that to him. Let's rush him. I've actually run out of mana, so this guy was, putting up a little bit more of a fight than the last guys. It wasn't enough to save him, but he did put up a lot more of a fight. And I'll note, by the way, those Elder Vampires are normally elite, so that guy was an elite with elite rare type of stuff on him. Alright, so at this point we've gone through all the coffins. I highly recommend doing this just before you come into the big room, because once you come to the big room, you're basically dealing with the boss battle. And we've basically been hit by Circle of Death, so that kind of sucks. We're going to basically step out. We're basically fighting Cecilia, so she's the alchemist who was stricken with grief. She confused me initially there, kind of sucked, but oh well. Okay, we're going to activate this prematurely, or no, we're not. We're just going to wait. Alright, so you'll notice she's still hitting me quite hard. She has a fairly good range on you. And she just fired Chill the Tomb. Okay, we don't want to be hit by that. That's actually going to really hurt if it hits us. So, okay, that's what we're going to do. It's going to drop in here. And, of course, I failed. I guess this is a non-teleport area over there. Yeah, I'll note, by the way, you can't teleport into non-teleport areas. Alright, know what we're going to do? We're just going to wait for her to sort of come to me. She's taking too damn long to basically come out. So, and now for our grave. So once you basically start the boss battle first, she basically activates the all the rooms. Let's just go to message log. So, you hear all the doors being shattered into pieces. So what she does is she shatters all these doors, and all her minions will be able to come out as a result. So here's Cecilia. She's basically a tall woman. She's a necromancer, and she has very powerful talents. We want to Shadow Step her. And yeah, she can summon minions if she wants. We're gonna hit her with dirty fighting. When fighting her, you basically want to keep her stunned as much as possible. Just keep dropping dual strike on her so you can keep her down. We'll do this just to sort of deal for a minion and hit her. Keep on the pressure, and there we go. In a sense, she's not too tough if you can like out damage her, but she can do a lot of damage, which can make her very, very powerful. And that's it for this one. And we picked up Star here. Guess what the Star is a set item for? So if I take this off, let's see here. Alright, so here's the first example where we have a set item. So what happens when you get like set items, as you can see, is that you get like a bonus for it. If you recall from when I recently had this only on, it had negative light radius on it, this had these type of stats. If you put on Star on top of Moon, you basically get access to 0 light radius. You also do a little bit more darkness damage, and you have like other, I guess that chance of confusion now is on top of it. If you look at Star, it basically has increased light radius, so a bit more light damage. So these are now very strong daggers to make use of. This is still a good dagger by the way as well, but we'll probably make use of it later. So that's really nice. That's a really nice find to find on a rogue type of character which uses daggers. Shadow Blades are basically rogues, by the way, with magic is what they are. Alright, so we went through here. I picked up quite a few items. I don't see anything in here, I don't think, that I want to keep. I'm going through these stats to see if there's anything that increases my constitution stat if I have to put these on. And I'm not seeing that on anything here specifically. So that's all basically fire trash. Now, if you recall, then I basically upgrade to Raw Recall. We're going to click it, and I'm just going to show you basically what happens after you basically upgrade it. So we're just going to rest up. We'll sell all this stuff. And oh, cool. So I'll note, by the way, is after that orange cat, if you basically feed the forest cat, then it becomes your pet, so to speak. So there's Pumpkin, a little kitty, and she's now my pet, and she follows me around my fortress. And Melinda's still dead. Alright, it's worth knowing then. So I teleported back here to the Sher'tul Fortress instead of going to the dungeon's entrance. If you go to the teleportation circle, then it'll basically take you to the dungeon entrance. So basically what upgrading the Raw Recall does, it basically makes you go to your fortress. And then if you want, you can do stuff at your fortress. And there's sometimes reason for doing that, such as saving items or other stuff. And it can be useful. Alright, so at this point, that's going to be it for this episode. It kind of sucks that I sort of got Melinda killed there at the end, or at the start of the episode, but I'm not actually going to fret too much about that. I mean, I'm more or less just showed you off what the key aspects of what she what happens with her before she gets killed, so it's fine anyways. I guess at this point, I'm actually thinking about doing an episode after this that basically sort of talks a little bit about talents yet again, because we've sort of reached a point in the game where it's a good point to sort of talk about my character progression and what my plans is for character development, so to speak. So we'll see you again in Last Hope, and then after that we'll go back to Dreadfall and keep going up that tower toward the Insidious Master that puts lore and signposts all over the place in his tower. So for now, take care.